You're good. In happier news, let's start the show.
There we go.
Nice.
Welcome, everyone, to Our Town Podcast. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, share if you can, and review if available. We'd love to hear from you, so comment below and tell us how we're doing. Don't forget to visit ourtownpodcast.com for all the links and join the members-only section of the website or sign up on Patreon.
Do it.
Now here are the boys of Our Town Podcast.
That's us. Yay.
And boys, that little voice that you hear, 14 years old today, as we're recording this.
What a rising star.
Yes, she is something else. Boys, welcome everybody to another exciting edition of Our Town Podcast.
Extraordinary.
Coming to you from the I Am Renton space in beautiful and historic downtown Renton, Washington.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you guys. And it's getting dark out, but tomorrow would be a great time to go down to the Whistle Stop Ale House and enjoy a beer and a sandwich or a Coke and a breakfast burrito. I don't know, whatever.
A
bong and a blitz.
That Verona Station's nice, really good. Oh, yeah. I think I like is it the Memphis train station or something like that? It's like a chicken sandwich that's got like spicy chicken sandwich or something. Nice. It's really good. But
my nickname in high school, actually.
Memphis train station or spicy chicken sandwich?
I won't tell you now.
Well, depending on the day, it was one on one day and the other on a different day. So,
Hey, Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis. I'm walking in Memphis. Boys, episode 86 tonight, which is crazy. And tonight's safe word is Nanu Nanu. It is the 10-year anniversary where we lost one of the greatest comedian genius minds. This month, August of 2014, Robin Williams passed away.
Do you guys remember where you were when you heard the news?
I don't.
No.
I do.
Wow.
Yeah, because I may have heard a day later or something.
I mean, I heard it while I was at work, and it like ruined the rest of my day.
The rest of your week, right?
Yeah, it totally did actually. I mean, that day though was completely fucked. I was like, I was really depressed for the rest of the day. I was not like I knew the guy or anything, but he was a huge part of my childhood. So
he was ingrained in our consciousness, right? Let's go around real quick, and I'm going to ask you to pick one role, and I know it's going to be super hard to do, but one role that defines Robin Williams for you. Go ahead, Todd.
Mork, man. I mean, hands down. I mean,
This sums up Robin Williams?
I mean, that's really, that's him. That character was him. That wasn't like him putting on a falsehood. That was just...
Exaggerating anything.
He wasn't exaggerating anything.
Himself.
It was him. Well, I mean, it was him on cocaine, but it was him.
Is that your favorite role, too, then?
I mean...
what about favorite's different?
I mean, it's right up there. I mean, it's, you can't really pick one of his characters.
That's tough.
Are you Mork too? Is it defining?
I would say something that encapsulates him. Yeah. Jeez, what is my favorite?
I was going to say like Aladdin.
I mean, the genie was
because the genie was phenomenal.
I mean, so much so that like when they announced that it was Will Smith doing the genie in the live action, I was like, okay, this could be a good choice.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah. It's just hard to capture that. And I know because they did a couple of like direct-to-video sequels.
And you know who did the genie?
I don't.
Was Dan Castanella.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Homer Simpson.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And
it wasn't bad.
And
same writing team, maybe?
He and Disney got sued by Williams because of that.
Oh, they weren't allowed to.
I mean, he was trying to like
imitate
mimic.
Too hard.
I mean, who has the cojones to sue Disney? That's their job.
Man.
I mean,
so, Mike, Mork for you? Do you have a favorite? Encapsulated is Mork.
I hadn't really thought about it, but Geez, the serious film, and I probably should revisit, but What Dreams May Come. I remember being really surprised at what a great job he
such
did.
a sad
It's a
movie,
sad film,
but
just
it's
very
got
melancholy.
some. Yeah,
but it's the lengths that he'll go through for his love, etc.
yeah, and it's got some good messages.
Yeah,
in
if
it,
I
too.
remember right. But I remember being like really pleasantly surprised at his range when he did that.
Yeah, some of his dramatic ones, like where he was it 1 Hour Photo? Was that the one?
I haven't
where he's
seen
just-
that one, but I heard that's a really good one where he's like
Super
a
stalker or something.
Yes.
serial killer or
man.
something.
He pulls it off well.
Nice.
So I mean, dramatic, crazy, just manic comedy, or just regular, all around good comedy. He's just brilliant.
What's your?
I would say. I mean. I don't know. Aladdin was just is probably top, but I grew up like Todd was saying, Mork and Mindy.
Oh yeah, no, I remember
know?
kids were wearing the
if I had-
suspenders to school.
If I in my 5th grade school photo was me wearing that outfit.
No way.
Nice.
Yeah.
I bet that's
Nice.
adorable.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the suspenders with the little glove finger on it and all these smiley faces and whatever else that was on it too. But yeah, I was a huge Mork and Mindy fan when I was a little kid.
I think, and this might just be in my like wish consciousness or subconsciousness. I think I had a Mork and Mindy lunchbox, but I can't guarantee you that.
Sure,
I'm
sure.
probably
Was it a
gonna talk to
metal one
myself.
or a plastic
like the
one?
metal
with
ones,
the
the
matching
old
thermos.
Yes,
So good.
yes. It was either that or Bionic Man.
They would get stained with soup or something. You'd leave your soup in there.
Are you kidding? My mom would never give me soup.
In your thermos?
It's like friggin' Tang in my thermos or something.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think I ever got soup in my thermos. It was always like,
Yeah, no, for sure. It was probably
Juice.
my
It
was
idea.
always
What am I
juice.
doing?
Yeah.
Anyway? Juice?
Yeah, but you know,
There's
they-
never juice in my house once. Oh,
hey, don't feel like I'm like bougie or anything. It was juice from a can, dude. It wasn't.
Well, it's still juice.
It was from the
I love
it was from the food bank, if anything. But no, the other one that really kind of stood out for me was Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah,
Really
which
good
I've also
film.
never
Yeah.
seen yet.
Oh, you never did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Yeah, watch that. That's good. Yeah, and touching too.
sure.
yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
it was one of those based on true events kind of thing, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, it was huge. It was a big deal.
Yeah, except for I don't think the real DJ was quite as over the top as
Probably
Robin was.
not, but yeah. So rest in peace, Robin. 10 years, man. It's been 10.
God, it doesn't feel like it's
friggin'
been
years.
10 years, though.
It's just,
No, that's also a tough part to that sentence. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Crazy.
Man.
Well, I hope you're resting in peace, Rob. Or however you would like to.
I think he's definitely at peace, because he's no longer dealing with the things he was dealing with when he decided to make that decision. He was at the beginnings of dementia, and he was he did not want to become not him, and there is an interview with Bobcat Goldthwait, who was like his best friend for like decades, and he talked about what happened and why Robin chose what he chose. And he goes, I didn't want to talk about this forever, but people keep asking because I'm, I guess, the one who knew him best that wasn't family. And his kids and his family aren't going to be talking to nobody about this stuff. And, but yeah, he didn't like come out with a bunch of different things. He just said, he was, saw that he was forgetting things, and he was, didn't want to become a shell of himself.
Oh, man.
And
that's
have people
tough.
see him like deteriorate and whatnot.
I don't know. That's something.
do you know if any of his kids have gone on to any kind of like entertainment world stuff?
Zelda did a movie. She directed a movie and it came out like a month or two ago.
good for
Oh,
her.
jeez.
Yeah.
So recently.
Yeah, and it's really funny is he and his kids were all like massive gamers, like massive.
Yeah, he named her after Zelda,
the
right? The video
Legend
game?
of Zelda, yeah. The first game, yeah. And named her after the princess, yeah. And I don't remember what his son's name is, but I'm sure
Link,
it's
obviously,
not.
yeah.
I can tell you, it's not Link. It's a boring name, I'm sure.
Yeah, Barry.
Bob. After Bobcat Goldthwait.
No,
Will.
That's nice.
His name is probably Will.
Yeah.
William Williams.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, if your doctor, but you went and got a second opinion, so multiple doctors have, oh no, you've got onset. And you could be cryogenically frozen. This is the what if part.
Yeah.
And money wasn't an object. Would you do that?
I don't know. I mean, proof that cryogenically freezing is effective.
I heard recently that's been proven to not be a thing. It's just not a viable thing.
Well, there goes my weekend plans.
Tell my family to put me in the deep freezer in the garage, right?
Just put me in the garage freezer.
Just don't let the power go out.
Apparently, people that were like freezing themselves, whenever that became a popular thing for rich people to do, they discovered that some of the people who were frozen, basically, without knowing the exact terminology, they got freezer burn, and they did not save well.
You got to wrap that in plastic.
You know. Basically, the tissue was damaged when they brought it out.
Right? That's kind of it beats me. I don't know anything about it. Except
it sounds cool in science fiction, but in reality, it doesn't work.
I don't know.
Oh my God! Well, if anybody's not feeling safe, just yell out "Nanu, Nanu," and we will stop this here program and check on you, boys. You might not feel safe. A lot of political news, and we'll get through it. I don't want to spend too much time.
Turned down for what?
Yeah, Jesus. Did you guys hear that the Trump campaign released a bunch of fake AI generated Taylor Swift pictures where Taylor Swift is like dressed like Uncle Sam and is saying go vote for Trump, and then there's all these AI pictures of girls in sweatshirts.
Because she's a public figure, can they just use her image, or is her?
No, I don't think you can.
Good, because it's a dick move.
So he got all these pictures and he reposted them on the Truth Social thing.
Yeah,
and he said, "I accept." Like she's actually endorsing him. It's like so desperate for her to like him.
Yeah,
right.
And just a lot of fear mongering. Right?
Well, it's because she's adamantly against him.
And I thought she was a crazy cat lady or a crazy kitless cat lady.
I mean, she's a kitless woman that owns cats. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, so J.D. Vance thinks she's...
Is that who they were talking about when they were saying all that shit? They were talking about her?
I don't know.
Mostly it was Kamala, because she doesn't have her own kids. She's got her stepchildren, which are just children.
That kind of counts.
Complained
that
about...
definitely counts.
Because I think a lot of these weird psycho, fucking white Christian nationalist ding-dongs don't fear the vajayjay.
No.
They don't really understand what babies are doing, right? And so they put some kind of weird pressure on what that means. Yeah. People can have love of country for any of about 350 million different things.
Yes.
Right? We all have a different reason for liking where we live and not, leave it or whatever it might be.
I don't know if I would go out of my way saying I have pride for country, because I don't want to be associated with people that are always running around with the flags on their trucks.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is that we should redefine that for ourselves as to what that means.
It's really weird, because in the 70s, Republicans sort of adopted this. We're the true American patriots, right? Because we're supporting like the Vietnam War and stuff, when you had sort of the liberal wing trying to get us out of Vietnam and stuff like that. We're the ones that are supporting, and it wasn't just Republicans. It was
Lyndon Johnson.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't just Republican, but it's more the conservative. But then when Reagan comes along, he just wraps himself in that American flag and says, I stand for what America was, right? And then it became this, if you're not sort of a Republican or a conservative or a right wing, whatever you want to say, then you're not truly patriotic. And they've been able to perpetuate that lie for 40-something years.
That weird framework.
Weird framework.
Because really all that is a fields while they rob you.
Yeah.
They get you feeling a certain way that they're the, they are the enemy, not this guy who's actually robbing me. Uprights and money.
Ever since 2016, being super gung-ho about, country and whatever else, the flag and whatever. I just don't feel like it feels icky. You know what I mean? I don't want to be associated with people who are all about the flag. They're like they're fetishizing the flag. They're like, don't tread on me, don't step on my flag, don't burn my flag. You can't try burning this flag, and they're wearing it on their shirt or whatever.
Yeah, or these colors don't run. It's slogan-y stuff, right? But then I think it can be, if we want it to be, upon us to find what is good. Right, that we can talk to our neighbors, and there are just so many good things that we forget about. That we're just so used to it.
And then yesterday, someone was like, "Hey, a new movie's coming out. I think it's like later this week or early next week." Reagan, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not interested in seeing that movie. It's gonna be a they're going to be filleting Reagan the whole way through that movie, and I'm just not interested in watching people say how great of a man he was when he really wasn't."
Yeah, I mean, if it was a true biopic about Reagan with the false, all of it, right? Did he do some good?
That's why there's takeaways, right? But a lot of that is that public image thing, because
it's Dennis Quaid as Reagan, and he is a huge Trumper, and it's just I'm not going to give them any of my money.
Well, there you go. That's reason enough, right?
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think just the idea that the United States Constitution was the first time in human history that we determined that our rights were inherent about us, right? That human rights existed at all. That was the first fucking time ever.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and the rule of law, not of whim, not of the powerful only, blah, 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 and the possibilities thereof. Mm-hmm. And look at the progress we have made. Yeah. Right? It's like many of my loved ones would be either just within my lifetime, right? The American Psychological Association would have had them arrested and lobotomized. Right? They're not sick people. They're not evil people. They're not bad people. They're just different, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we have made progress. We have made progress, right?
Yeah.
Still have plenty to go. No doy.
Yeah.
But that's why we can make it a more perfect union.
Yes.
That's the point.
Yeah, but to Todd's point, too, I was just thinking about this. I remember when Obama was president, and he didn't have a little American flag lapel pin. Like all the politicians,
they lost their shit over that.
And they lost their shit over it. And he said, look, I don't need to wear a pin to say that I love this country, right? And this country means the world to me and all that stuff. I don't need to wear a little pin on my lapel. But then he relented. Within a week, he was wearing a friggin' pin.
And because that's an easy fix for a politician.
It really is. But, I get it.
But a symbol is too easy.
Yeah.
Right? And the symbol just means what the fuck I think it means.
Right. It doesn't necessarily mean anything to Todd. It doesn't mean anything to me.
That's not the same as constitutional rule of fucking law that he swore an oath to.
Right.
Trump swore an oath to it and really didn't stand by that oath. Right. And a number of presidents, police, etc. People who have made that oath have not stood by it. I don't mean to point the finger at police necessarily, right? But, I don't know.
Well, Jesus, getting back to the campaigns, it came out, I think, just yesterday that the Harris campaign has raised like $208 million. And don't get me wrong, I hate money in politics. I want to get money out of politics.
It's one of the major problems.
It's one of the major, but she
it's
raised
a litmus of something.
$208 million to Trump's $48 million in July, which is huge. Trump campaign just released a attack ad against the Harris campaign talking about the border crisis, and they showed several pictures on a slide as the ad went through. The pictures, however, because it showed like crisis at the border, I think 3 or 4 out of the 5 pictures were all taken when Trump was president.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, man.
And one of them was from the border between Bosnia and
that was a good
yes.
Jeez. Well,
it's like,
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's the feels. That's all.
It's the
those
feels.
guys especially shoot for. And I mean, politicians in general, because it's kind of the thing. His reason is difficult.
Yes.
Right? But if you get somebody like feeling a certain way, they're easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, so we as a citizenry need to be a little more wise and a little more like, don't just go with the feelings. We can't afford that, right? It's late in the game. It really is. We're in the late 8th, early 9th inning here, people.
Yeah.
No lie.
Yeah, there's probably 2 outs in the 8th right now.
I'm telling you. So it's like democracy is fragile, and we have a chance to continually make it better and better, or we can lose it altogether.
Did you see how Ann Coulter was like talking shit about the kid?
Bill Walls' son?
Yeah.
So
I thought family was off limits.
So this is the DNC is happening right now as we talk. I think it's the last night of it right now.
I watched a little bit of it last night.
Tim Walz, the vice presidential candidate, gets up and he's making an impassioned speech and he's talking about how much he loves his family and everything. And I want my kids to jump up and say, "That's my dad," and be all emotional.
Yeah.
That shows me that I'm a good dad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That they like
He's
you.
done his job. And,
Yeah.
and so, as Todd's mentioned, his son is up crying and pointing, "That's my dad." Tears are streaming down.
Ah, shucks.
Fucking Ann Coulter comes along.
Well, she's a terrible human being. And remember, she's done the Nazi salute in public before.
Yeah.
So let's not really speak her fucking filthy name.
If you want to see like celebrities just rip into Ann Coulter, watch the Rob Lowe roast.
Yeah, she's just gross.
Oh my God, it was so
Or
great.
listen to the Henry Rollins
How
shut
did
the
all
fuck
that
up.
get normalized?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, nice.
Well, the thing is, it's like, I mean, she said, and this guy or this kid is weird or something to that effect.
Yes.
And like, apparently the kid is like ADHD and autistic. So he's like,
Oh, I didn't even know that.
yeah, and he's on the spectrum, and he's he's
Loving that his dad is.
What if he likes his dad?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
And,
I'm just trying to make everything that's normal and good
Negative.
abnormal.
Yes.
Yeah,
And he's-
even the weird talking shit about he allowed for, because it's not tampons in school bathrooms or whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, would you not have toilet paper in bathrooms?
Yes.
It's a necessary human fucking product. What's the weirdness about it?
The kid has a strong emotional reaction to his dad's speech, and someone's Chris, actually my roommate, said the kid was nonverbal for a portion of his life. It's only been I could be remembering incorrectly. Don't quote me on this, but it sounds like he's only been verbal in the last decade or so. So
Yeah, I don't. And the only emotion that gets celebrated with man is anger, right? Especially with the right wingers, right? I mean, Trump can froth at the mouth.
Yes.
And
make fun of
threaten
people.
You know what I mean? It's
whatever.
Like, yeah.
And it's in response to like left-wing people or progressives calling the right weird.
Yes.
And a bad weird. I saw a post on Threads yesterday that was like, I didn't know why people were saying weird all the time, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So
I kind of find
and I went looking and I found a photo, showed a picture side by side. It said good weird and bad weird. It showed Weird Al and it showed Donald Trump. So I'm like, I was like, there's a bad weird? That was my response.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean,
they're just terribly dishonest, and I mean, yes, they're all
it goes beyond
politicians.
weird, I think, if they're bad people.
They're really bad people. They really are. J.D. Vance obviously has not a shred of integrity.
No.
Not a shred. And is just a dangerous, dangerous person to put into that office. Right, and I mean, I can shred on, especially the National Democratic Platform, for days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Of course. No duh. But are they going to be amendable, like we were talking about, towards progress of us as a nation? Much more so than the country that doesn't even believe in, the party that doesn't believe in democracy.
Yeah.
Right? Let alone like flattening a pyramid of power.
Yes.
No, they don't. They want to make an empirical presidency.
Yes.
Are you nuts? Are you nuts? That's the better choice?
No.
So, of course, they're hitting people with fear of this invasion of people who are different.
Yeah.
Right? They're filling us a fear of, like, recession, the biggest depression ever, blah, 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 blah.
Crime
That never
waves
manifested.
that
remember?
don't-
That never manifested. And crime sucks. And crime is
Political
a thing.
ASMR.
We still have and that's part of what I would like to, take the Biden-Harris team, but mostly the House.
Yeah.
Where is the funding for treatment centers? We're losing 100,000 Americans to overdose deaths a year. 100,000 Americans.
And they're not passing any bills.
Nothing's happening. Nothing. Except that thing on the 300-page document on Joe Biden that didn't actually show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
that they've quietly given up on.
Spend a lot of resources and money on that. Yeah, how about getting people off of dope, bro?
Yeah.
How about getting people off of dope?
Yeah.
Can we do anything?
I was going to say, after the investigation of the Biden family for the past year and a half, interviewing dozens of witnesses and reviewing thousands of documents, they couldn't find any clear evidence of wrongdoing. They said, well, there's still smoke, but we can't do anything.
Fuck off.
How much time and money was wasted on
that? Is a lot of projection right there. They're like, they're a crime family.
Yeah, but
don't look at us, look at them.
Because because there are a number of corrupt people around that in politics, right, including the Trump family, who are profiteers, right? But the bad guys win by showing that our institutions have failed. Right, so no matter if there was something good or bad with Joe Biden, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right, because they fill the mind with doubt, and then they also say, well, there's smoke, we just can't prove it, which shows the strength of our law enforcement to be weak.
Yeah.
If only we could just feel like somebody did something bad and throw them away.
So what is Comer doing now? He's going to start looking into Walz's ties to China, because Walz went over as a young college graduate to teach English for a year.
So dumb.
And he's
so dumb.
Fell in love with the people there and has gone over, 20 times in his lifetime to visit China.
Yeah.
But has also come out against the Chinese government, the CC, whatever, the Communist Party.
Yeah.
He's come out
Chinese
totally
Communist
and against their human rights violations.
Yeah, because they're awful.
Right. Yeah. So he's not over there praising them.
Yeah.
He's not saying that Xi Jinping is a good dude.
Also, is he profiting? Does he have factories in China?
He's got
that
nothing.
He profits from personally.
Did he take money from anybody in China?
There's a huge difference between liking the culture and liking their government.
And liking the people.
And people in general.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what I mean by the culture. I mean, it's the people.
I just want to eat some dog.
Yeah.
What?
No, nothing?
I didn't hear what you said.
I would never do that.
Yeah, good.
Never do that. I was distracted for a minute there.
Sorry.
So
and you kind of stopped mid-sentence.
I did because I needed to censor that. I did. I need to stop that.
Besides, cat tastes a lot better.
Yes.
Boys.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Star Wars Acolyte is not going to get a second season.
Well, it was very traditionally Star Wars in that there were 12% of it was utter fucking brilliance, and then there's a lot of weird filler stuff that didn't quite make sense. Yeah. I thought some of it was fantastic, but then some of it really did not work.
I think
it really didn't.
Yeah, obviously, they could have done a lot better if they had talked to me, but for my personal taste, right?
I mean, I didn't hate it, but I'm not really surprised it didn't get a second.
I didn't hate it either. I wish it had ended. I mean, it didn't end on a cliffhanger, but it kind of ended where the story could continue, right?
It was
so
okay.
I wonder if they would do like a TV movie or something like an.
Yeah, I mean, or it could be tied into another series at some point. Yeah. We'll bring those twins over to another.
Yeah.
They'll bring them over to the Mandalorian movie or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. So it did not get the.
I could do without it.
Did not get the viewership
from the characters I do like.
Yeah, that's true.
I did because I thought they, as actors, were part of the problem. I didn't find them to be believable for a moment.
Yeah.
So.
What characters did you like?
I liked the bad guy.
The bad guy was good.
The Sith guy was cool.
Okay.
Especially the way he... But you knew it was him the whole time.
The fact that there's a bunch of mysteries behind.
Where he was kind of the...
People are kind of... Yeah. But the Jedi are... I don't want to give too much away, but they're hiding a secret, which I just find to be kind of anti-Jedi.
Very anti-Jedi.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, unless it's a weird, small sect of the Jedi or whatever, but it didn't seem to be. I don't know. Of all the Star Wars content that's come out recently, that wasn't on my top.
It did not. It did not. I mean, it did not live up to like the expectation that we were given with like The Mandalorian and Ahsoka. Both of those series were great, and Obi-Wan was also very good.
Boba Fett.
Yes.
Boba Fett,
not as good as Mandalorian, but still good.
If I was a kid again, Boba Fett would have been my favorite.
Oh yeah,
But
I think the issue that I've got with Boba Fett was like the first 3 episodes were of him just walking going, "I'm the new boss,"
with his helmet off.
I'm the new boss.
Yeah, I got new teeth.
He doesn't follow the way.
The actor got new teeth, and he's showing them off.
Nice.
You can tell from the older movies till now. It's like
that Timu Morrison. What's his name?
And he's a
It's
capable
not
guy.
Timu, I can tell you that.
What is it?
Yeah,
Tamora.
Tamora, yeah. And I think he's very capable. but you can tell he got a new grill, and he's stoked about it. God bless him. So.
And what's really funny is he complained that his series would have been better had it not been overtaken by Din Djarin halfway through. I was like, Din Djarin saved your series, dude.
Yeah, but blame the writers for that.
Yeah. No, it's not the actors, it's the writers, definitely. I didn't hate that series either, but it was just like he was Boba Fett in name only for the most part.
Yeah,
he didn't really have that I'm a badass, and well, the thing is like every time he could show himself as being a badass, he would like, you know what, don't kill them. I want to.
Well, and that he's the most dangerous person in the galaxy.
Right.
He's the number one, right?
Number one bounty hunter,
He wasn't exactly expressing that.
And then
but who's the lady that was with him?
Ming-Na Wen was the actor, and I can't remember her character name. But Shannik something or other. Either way, she was great. She needs to come back in another series.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, a spin-off.
He put together a fun little gang, though.
Yeah.
He had the pig dudes. I forget what they're called. He had
the guards.
Gamorreans.
And then he had like the mod, the 1960s scooter mod guys.
So good. Just the spin.
And then
it's so good. They are. The scooter. They are. Nice.
Then he had the giant Wookiee.
Yes. Yeah.
Did he live?
Yeah.
Okay, good. No, I like that guy.
I was bummed when we were going to see a Jedi Wookiee, and then he got killed off. And I was like, what the fuck, man?
I mean, you got him in the flashbacks, but
but that's
not.
Yeah.
And he was the baddest ass fight that he had was with the other Jedi.
Right.
Which was like,
no, there was so much potential there, and it just kind of fell.
But again, I for the most part blame.
And it was more believable for me that the head witch or all the witches were able to take over the brain of the Padawan in that. But them being able to take over the Wookiee's brain so that he would fight his fellow, I'm like, no. I mean, he's a full-on Jedi Knight, right?
Yeah.
He's not going to get his brain, And Carrie Moss, as the master, was the only one that was sort of, and Saul, like maybe they didn't try to take over, but it felt like
his character was just, I didn't quite get it. I didn't quite
too emotional.
Something I didn't quite get it. He didn't seem for I don't know, blah blah blah. It was okay. But I think the bar's been raised for a lot of TV series. And there's writers out there, they can't just rely on AI. Write a script, people.
For every 3 good Star Wars things, there's going to be 1 or 2 not great.
Boobers, well, except for the Our Town podcast.
You know what? I think our rendition of the holiday special is definitely better than the Acolyte.
Yes. Oh, very much.
You need to go check it out, folks.
Check it out on YouTube.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
It's the Our Town podcast presents the Star Wars holiday special, a radio parody. Oh my God!
There will probably
we're gonna have a link in the description, so go check it out.
It's funny.
Boy, speaking of Disney, we may, and I have this in italicized quotes, know why X-Men 97 creator, one of Todd's favorite shows of this past year.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
Bo DeMaio. I think I'm saying that
know.
right. He was fired from Disney. Yeah, he wrote.
The showrunner
wrote the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, he got canned. He got right as the first episode dropped. It was announced that he got shit canned.
Wow.
Yeah. So he says it's because somebody made a fan art of him as Cyclops as a sort of a gay icon for Pride Month. So it's a picture, it's a drawing of him dressed like Cyclops, and he's all, sort of gay
like
pride
leather daddy kind of thing.
I mean, it's Cyclops, right? So it's tight and
it's got.
So it was on like his social media or something.
So he posted that to his Instagram and for Pride, and he says that's the reason he got canned, and because he also had posted some other gay pride stuff that Disney thought it was too controversial or something, so that's why they got rid of him. Disney hasn't come out and said exactly why, but that's what he's saying is the reason that he got canned. But they've already removed him and they're rewriting season 2, and they fired him right after he was nominated for an Emmy. The show was nominated for an Emmy. So,
I mean, it was a good first season, and when a showrunner gets removed from a show and they rewrite the following season, the season 2 is not going to be good. I can tell you right now.
I don't know. I mean, it's not going to be the vision that he had.
Right. It's going to be a different feel altogether. It's like watching season 2 of Heroes. Season 1 was phenomenal. Season 2 was written by a bunch of scabs, so it was not great.
No, it wasn't. It was kind of heartbreaking because that was during the strike, right? Yeah, because remember season 1 of Heroes? I didn't have a TV at the time, so I would go to my friend's house
to watch it.
It was so cool.
Heroes was so good.
Does season 1 end on a cliffhanger?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So you basically have to sit through season 2.
And season 3 tries to kind of remedy the changes that happened in season 2.
Did they retcon back a little bit?
A little bit. They tried to anyway. What the hell?
And this dude on his back. His
motorcycle. He's out and about. I see him all the time.
Is that the dude that has the boombox he's attached to his bike?
Well, I think
it's just
a stereo or something.
Or is it a motorcycle?
A motorcycle.
Okay. But I'm sorry. My brain is being distracted by the loud, obnoxious music. I forgot what I was even saying.
Oh, man. So Disney says that he was terminated after it did an internal investigation and found egregious things. But they won't say what it is. But he's saying it was because of the gay pride.
The pride stuff, yeah.
Which, I mean, he would have a lawsuit at that point, right? So,
yeah, discrimination right there.
Who knows? Speaking of Disney, this is a fascinating case. And I don't know if you guys read about this. Read the fine print when you sign up for things like Disney Plus.
Yeah, did you?
I heard about that.
So this is a lawsuit. It's a wrongful death lawsuit for Disney Parks and Resorts.
There's no way that's binding.
The family of a woman, she died eating at a Disney Springs restaurant. It's not at Disney World or anything, but it's in Florida. It's I don't know Disney Springs, but it was a Irish pub called Raglan Road. Disney has on their website that the restaurant is allergen-free food. They said they went into the restaurant, let the staff know several times that she has a severe nut and dairy allergy. And the server assured her no problem. Let's see, what did she order? Does it say what she ordered? Don't remember what she ordered, but she ate the food. 45 minutes later, she went into anaphylactic shock because of the nuts. And they did determine that she died of that because of a heightened nut and dairy allergic reaction, right? So the family has filed a lawsuit against Disney. Well, Disney's lawyers have come back and said the husband signed up for a temporary Disney Plus subscription, and in there it says that you will agreed to arbitration rather than going to court.
Out
so
of
they want the
arbitration.
lawsuit thrown out and have it go to arbitration.
They since have dropped that.
Have they?
Yes.
I
And
didn't
they were
hear
like, well, we now recognize it should be handled. And,
so shitty.
I mean, that's insane. And there's no way that would be binding. That almost seems like just a
can't
joke.
imagine.
There's no way a judge is going to go, well, obviously.
Because nobody reads those.
That,
right?
That's a life and death. I accept.
Yes.
No, it's not.
That's like that episode of South Park where the Sin iPad. It's
cuttlefish or vanilla paste.
Cuttlefish.
Okay,
Should I
we'll
take
eat the
cuttlefish? I'm sorry, Kyle.
But I'm
so
sorry
bad.
that lady died. I don't know. That's awful that somebody has allergies so powerful. That,
Oh, my God.
But I would also say, and I'm not saying for this case because this is tragic and awful, but if I had such sensitivities, I wouldn't trust my health to somebody I didn't know in a restaurant. Why would you go out?
I would
If you could
absolutely
die from
not
it?
go to a place that potentially could.
But I believe that they went in and asked about it because if she has that severe of an allergy, then she's asking. She's saying,
Evidently
"Hey,
she
your
did. So
website
that's due
says." So
diligence.
I
Maybe
believe
the
that she
husband,
talked
offered
to
for
that server.
insurance money, man. That's how they did on old time radio.
Gave her a little peanut butter up in
Yeah. Give me a smooth honey. That's awful. That's
Yeah, it's
tragic.
just so bad.
If you're there with your honey or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess they were like home after that 45 minutes.
I don't know.
Or
where
something
they-
beats me.
Oh, I think they were out shopping somewhere.
Oh, well,
and she went in. They took her to the hospital.
It was
and
probably
she died
just all
later.
the weird cologne shit people wear in the mall.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh God, I hate it when
See?
people bathe in their fucking perfumes.
But that's the thing, and
Oh, my
because
God.
I've had that thought with people, even just like religious ideas where they have got dietary restrictions or whatever. It's like, well, I need you to clean the grill before you cook my food or whatever, because it could have pork fat or whatever. I was like, go home.
Yeah, I'm with
Like,
you.
you can have your own sacred places in your home.
I mean,
because you've got freedom
You
of
can't have
religion.
that expectation for everyone.
No, you can't.
Go to a vegetarian restaurant.
Yeah, or
go to-
Exactly, I was gonna say that
a halal
because
restaurant,
you-
then you know that they're saying that they're going by those rules.
Yeah.
And that the product served.
you can't like make a restaurant like bend over backwards to.
I
to
just think,
adhere
you
for
can
your
try, but I don't think they're
dietary
obligated
needs.
to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the only thing is they can try to make sure that there's no cross contamination, but you're not going to catch every
You're not
fucking
going to
thing.
get everything.
Not like that. Because their job is to catch germs.
Yeah.
Right? Not like,
Yeah.
well, it's-
sin. Sin. How tight, how much bleach does it take to fucking rub out sin?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
2.5 bottles, Mike. 2.5 bottles.
I'd be rubbing out sin since I was about 12.
Was that your nickname in high school? Rubbing out sin.
That was so bad. That's going to be a shorty right there.
Well, I heard there's going to be a special comic at Gong Show.
Rubbing out sin, is that what you call your nun porn?
Oh, whoa.
Ooh.
That's not bad.
Well.
Not bad at all.
I got slapped by a nun in the
Oh,
5th grade.
man. In 5th grade?
5th grade, yeah.
Whoa. Who's slapping a 5th
Yeah, 5th grader, yeah.
Well, Catholic nuns, man.
Catholic nuns.
My mom went to a Catholic school up in North Seattle, and she told me when she was a kid that they would hit you the back of your hand with a ruler, and that was a real thing that they did. It wasn't something that was made up for movies and stuff.
Yeah, I never got to slap on the knuckles with the ruler. I got to slap in the face, which was just enough. But a buddy of mine, we were lining up because we were doing a fundraising performance, and a buddy of mine shoved me into the girls' bathroom, and we were giggling, and I jumped out real quick, and she came up like, "What are you doing?" And I just gave her a look like, I don't know, and just
Being a kid.
I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
"Oh, fuck this, I'm out," and I left.
Yeah.
Yes.
Done. Fuck you. Yeah.
That's
Anyway,
messed
nuns.
up.
Yeah.
That's how you build punk rockers, by the way. If you want to make more punk rockers,
Is that what it is?
start
Slap
slapping
by
kids.
Is recovering
the kids.
Catholics are all punks?
Well, yeah, and people who
I mean,
picked on by adults.
a lot of the recovering Catholics I know became metalheads, so that's nice.
Well, they're cousins.
Cousins,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got
Boy, speaking of cousins, Borderlands, the movie,
Oh, yeah.
is a huge flop.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's a huge
really?
spot. Yeah.
Friend of the show, Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, I wish he was friend of the show.
Jack Black.
Yes, and Jack Black and Kevin Hart even. Cost
Well,
around...
name a movie that doesn't have Kevin Hart.
All of the other ones.
Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws.
He was one of the teeth.
He was one of Bruce's teeth. Yeah. He was the sharp one.
It cost around $100 million to make, and it made about $21 million as of like yesterday. So
When did it come out?
It's already out.
I mean, yeah. I know.
When did it come out?
When did it come out?
I don't know. A couple of weeks ago, I think.
Really? Has it been up that long already?
That's what they were saying. So, so they're planning on taking it to streaming shortly because they got to somehow recoup the
Cover,
Yeah, $100 million is a lot of money.
I don't know. I was not a big. I did play the game a couple of
never had,
times.
yeah.
But I wasn't impressed with
I
it.
didn't like the game. The game it was one of those where you're running around and shooting things, and then you run out of bullets.
Weird dudes coming out of different places.
And you run out of bullets and no way to recoup and re-add
Like Resident Evil.
ammo to your character. I mean, it wasn't obvious as to how to get more ammo. So I'm sitting there running around trying to not get killed.
It felt like a difficult game to play. It just
I
did
played
not
it for 20 minutes and I gave up on it.
Yeah.
I don't
think I
know.
was about to
Is
say.
it like a post-apocalyptic world?
No,
Yeah.
it kind of, but they go to a different planet.
Oh.
And it's like an old mining planet that somehow all the old miners have sort of become contaminated, so they're crazy. So they're kind of zombie, but they're like wacko zombies. And you're like tracking down a treasure or something. I don't remember exactly what it was.
I'd really like.
I was
going
gonna go see that
I don't know if
today.
I can say that enough.
I was going to go see that today, and I end up just playing games instead.
Is it at a discount theater or something? Or?
No, I have the
You got the
I have
free-
the, I have the,
that's
I have the
right.
the
Yeah.
Regal Unlimited, so I just
So it's the right price for you.
I mean I've already seen 3 movies this month, so that movie would be free.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you
Do
go.
they have a? Do you? I don't know if it's on the same thing, but do they have a frequent popcorn?
Yeah, when you get enough points, you can get a free upgrade, or you can get a free small.
All right.
I saw it today, and I don't know if it's real
I
or not.
recommend it if you like going to see movies because you save money at the end of the day. Because what do you pay for like a family of 4 with to go see a movie?
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
For
know,
a month.
I mean, just a single show.
Oh, no, but that's what I mean. If you went to a show with 3 other people,
Yeah.
that would pay for a month of this,
I mean,
give or take, right?
How many people can you take with you?
well, I mean, there is a family plan, so
okay.
I haven't looked at it because I don't have a family, but
you just have to sing.
Family.
with a single person, it's like $24 a month.
Yeah, see, that's not bad at all.
I need
And
to quit a job.
you see 2 movies and it's paid for.
Yeah.
So
I just don't have the time.
Yeah,
probably, to
I'm
run.
telling
I mean, I don't see every movie, but when I go see a movie, I'm going to see it at least once or twice, if I like it. So
Yeah.
I was looking today, and I don't know if it's real. You know how they're doing all the specialized popcorn buckets? They have a xenomorph one for
Oh, my
the
God.
Aliens movie.
Is it the,
and it's a
pod?
head.
Oh.
It's the head. It's the whole head, and the person was holding it like under the mouth and the
neck?
the neck, and it's got like the whole long elongated head, and that has a hatch that opens up where the popcorn goes
Jeez,
in.
that's complicated.
I don't know if it's real or not, but
it
it looked
probably
cool.
is. I mean, I got the Optimus Prime popcorn
yeah.
bucket, and it's basically just a semi truck that the trailer opens up and you can put your popcorn in there.
Okay,
That's
man, they are cleaning up with those, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they discovered that people like the collectible things. I got the when the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire came out. I got 2 or 3 of the popcorn buckets, and they also had like the drink. Because a lot of them have the cups, but the really fancy ones are like they're a thing from the movie that you can use as a cup. So I got the mini puff drink.
Nice.
The little marshmallow guys.
Yeah. I wanted the little baby Deadpool, but think it was all sold out when I got there.
You can probably go to their website.
Yeah. The funny thing was some of whoever was commenting on the post said, finally one for the ladies, because they had like the Dune one that looked like a, fleshlight. And then I forget what the other one was, but finally one, and I was like, for the ladies. And it was just that grinning mouth for the xenomorph. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Well, I mean, does it open?
It doesn't. I didn't see. I was waiting for it to have the little extended mouth thing, the extra mouth.
I forgot what that's called. Because more eels have them too.
Do they really?
Well, kind of.
Yeah. I always just thought that was like we need something. He's coming in to get her, and he can't quite, and then we just need a little mouth to pop out. It's like, hi, what are you doing?
And mass saliva.
Like tonguey and mass saliva. Because he's just like Pavlov drenched.
So
geez, I was thinking about the Alien 3 today. Oh, go ahead.
The app I was on before I came down here was called VR Chat, and in VR Chat they have just incredible avatars. You can make avatars out of anything, and I was in a room where someone was walking around as a xenomorph.
Oh, nice.
And it was drooling like constantly. And then somebody had the face hugger, and I was running around the floor, and I'm like, okay, that's
it's an effective movie monster.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, yes.
What were you going to say, Mike? Alien 3?
No, moving on.
I'm sorry, Mike.
No, not at all.
Well, speaking of Alien 3, did you guys hear that there's been multiple arrests in the Matthew Perry death case?
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Yes, she's the ketamine queen.
Well, not just her, though, but yes. So apparently what happened was he developed a severe ketamine addiction, and he was going to these two dicky doctors that were like giving him, he would like give him $12,000 for like a dose or whatever.
They were ripping him off.
They were ripping him off
and writing notes to each other about how much do you think this
sucker's going to pay. Yeah.
So
shitty. So they were milking him for tons of money. And then he found out that he could get it super cheaper from this ketamine queen drug dealer lady. I don't know much about her.
Idea,
yeah. And then his assistant was one of the ones that helped him not only obtain the drugs, but helped him take them.
She shot him up that day,
Yes. And that's so.
And I didn't know
4 people arrested.
Ketamine.
2 doctors, the drug dealer, and the assistant, all arrested for his death.
I mean, addiction is awful, and people who prey upon addicts. That's low.
That is like next level asshole.
That's really low shit.
Big time.
Shame
and
on
a guy that takes a solemn oath to protect life. Right.
Yeah.
The doctors
that will do no harm.
Do no harm.
Yeah. Do no harm.
Yes,
enable addiction.
I think that's
and profit from it.
Worse than the drug dealer. My
At least I guess with a drug dealer, they're in it for the money, right? And they didn't take an oath to not be in it for the money, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's a dangerous game. I don't know anything about ketamine. I don't
either.
I don't either. Yeah. I just know it's a bad.
I've never really looked for pharmaceuticals, so
nah. But speaking of arrests, boys, George Santos, friend of the show.
No, but once his cameo comes back down.
Well, he's pled guilty. He's pleaded guilty to a bunch of the charges that were against him, including wire fraud, aggravated identity theft. I've never heard of aggravated identity theft.
I can't remember what that means.
And he's admitted other crimes. He could be up, I think it's like 27 years maximum.
Wow.
But I think with his plea deal, pleading guilty, that he's going to serve at least 2, or he's going to be sentenced to at least 2, is what the prosecution. Is he incarcerated,
right? Would it be time served?
Not right now.
Whatever,
Not right now.
Oh, man, I don't know. Jeez.
I mean, that's a federal.
If he does a cameo for us, we'll put money on his prison books and shit, dude.
Into his commissary.
In his commissary fund.
Get him some cup of noodles.
He can get an extra cup of noodles, some ketchup packets and shit. I bet he'd get some juice and make some wine, bro.
Yeah, he can make some toilet wine. Call us. Holla.
Oh, man. Well, he's slimy, but at least he's entertaining.
Yeah. And it sounds like he's going to have to pay restitution of nearly $374,000.
Wow.
And forfeit $200,000 that he may still have in his possession. So
in addition to
the 374. Wow. So that's like $574,000 that he's.
Geez, well, that he's built from other people. Is that what that is?
I think some of it's penalties.
So how many cameo videos do you think he's going to have to do to be?
I know we were just talking about
$50, and so it's
50?
like. You don't want to do 50?
I don't know. 50 seems steep.
All right.
How about $20 and a case of cup of noodles?
Nice.
For his conversation.
Yeah.
A case of cup of noodles. A case of cup of noodles like worth $2.
Yeah, but they really overcharge in prison conversations. They really do. So,
and he can trade it for
another subject.
So, I mean, he's going to be a popular kid in prison, I'm sure.
Get him a Costco-sized case of ramen noodles.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, he's never, that I know of, he's an obvious, con artist and liar.
Yeah.
Which is bad enough. But I don't want any gross shit or brutal shit to happen to that guy. I don't think he's an evil person,
no, I never want that to happen. Well, let me rephrase that. There may be a special case out there for some extraordinary piece of shit, but your average criminal, I don't want them to be physically harmed but do their time.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a cakewalk by any stretch.
No, it's not, because you've decided that your wants were more important than other people, right? And that's not necessarily to the degree that they make laws about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, there's a lot of laws on the books, right? You can get in trouble for walking down the street at high noon or in some cities or whatever, But if somebody wants to do it, but come on. And I'm sure this was a jury of his peers as it goes. It's like... And he's obviously fucking slimy.
He's very slimy.
It's George Santos.
Very slimy.
Come on. He's been lying since the day he hit the ground.
Yes, indeed.
Right? But,
and I look at all the other Congress people that sort of...
He looks like a little cherub.
Man. But look at like the Matt Gaetz and the MTG that sort of rallied behind him a little bit to defend him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When he was still in Congress.
I think they just needed to keep their numbers up.
Yeah, probably.
That was. That was just some kind of party thing.
Yeah.
And they're dumb.
They are dumb.
They're really dumb human beings that I bet he could kind of talk them into, no, it's a witch hunt, you stick with me, I'll help you guys raise money, and blah, 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 blah. Because he has kind of got that charm, that roguish,
I can get you
odd charm.
$200,000 next month.
And MTG and Matt Gaetz are dumb people. Right? It's like, we might as well just say it out loud. Yeah. Doesn't mean they're less of a citizen or anything like that. They won their elections, right? But they're not smart people, so I'm not going to trust them on a lot of things. Because they're dumb people.
Do you think that Magic the Gathering fans are annoyed that she goes by MTG?
Yeah, well, now that you mention it,
Mike, what are you thinking?
Now I am pissed. I don't know. I just think we as a voting citizenry whose lives, literally depend upon these people who make policy, and generations of lives will depend on these people, choose better.
Yeah.
In fact, demand better, right? It's just dumb.
Yeah.
So, thanks.
Well, speaking of all that money, boys, I think we talked about this. The new CEO of Seattle's own Starbucks is coming from Chipotle. They announced his compensation package to become the CEO. Close. It's $1.6 million a year, but he also gets a $10 million signing bonus.
Wow.
He also gets a potential...
Regardless of performance.
This is up front, $10 million. Performance bonus, potential $7.2 million. So all in, he could earn up to $113 million for his contract, which I think is like 4 years or something like that. He gets to work from home because he lives down in California, but I did read yesterday that they're planning on using a private jet to fly him up here 3 days a week, which just is astronomical in cost in itself.
So for $100 million, like $25 million a year, he's not willing to move? To his new job, to take it seriously.
If you can get it.
Oh, wherever the headquarters might be. I'm not sure.
I think it's Seattle, It's at the old Sears building.
Did they move to Chicago with a boat?
Yeah, I don't get it. The average Starbucks employee, $49,000 a year.
Oh, sure. That's not terrible.
It's not terrible at all.
I mean,
but compared to 1.6 plus all the signing bonuses, it's like, holy crap.
Well, what happened to the stock when all this was?
I don't know.
I bet the stockholders or you know what I mean? The big wig stockholders are probably happy.
What I care about, man. I want to work from home. I'll take half that in cash right now.
Yeah.
Man. Boys, taking half of that in cash, Michael Keaton, I did not know this, but they had come out with a Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
Was a couple of years ago?
Yes.
Something like that?
Right at the end of the pandemic.
And it was shelved
because of the
post-production.
Yeah, it was. They finished filming. It was in post-production, and it happened right around the time that the Discovery and Warner Brothers merger happened.
And they spent the money. They spent like $90 million on this thing.
Yeah, they shelved it because they were trying to save money on taxes or whatever. They got
to take the loss.
Take the loss.
Yeah. Leslie Grace was gonna play, and I can't picture her face. Was gonna play
a black girl, but she, there's photos of her as Batgirl, and it looks amazing. Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to see it just to see it, right? So he was asked about it. They did an interview because he's got some other stuff coming out, but they did an interview with him, and he says, "I don't really care one way or the other, it was released or not. I mean, I got the paycheck and it cleared." So,
meaning he was in it.
He's in it. Michael Keaton was Batman.
Yeah.
In it. They were going to do two. One was the Flash movie, which he did end up being, and he was going to reprise his role in the Batgirl.
Oh, jeez.
So now I'm like, I didn't know any of this, and I'm like,
we talked about it a year ago.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
I just like, damn, that sucks.
Because I think that probably put a lot of additional butts in seats to see the Flash film.
Yeah,
right.
Because of Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton. So,
And Brendan Fraser was going to play Firebug or Firefly or whatever his name is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, what I heard was the David Osmond or whatever his name is, the CEO of Warner Discovery. Said that the special effects looked like it was just from like the CW. It wasn't great. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? The fucking CW was the best DC thing we've had in a decade.
I mean, I say,
is it $100 million?
Is it worse than the Flash special effects, though?
Dude, the Flash special effects weren't as good as the TV series The Flash. It was
decent enough, though.
It was fine. I mean,
it could have been a lot better.
Spots, it could have been a lot better.
I mean, there was.
The Nick Cage didn't. I mean, looked pretty.
That whole sequence right there looked like they farmed out the CGI to like college students.
They do. They
totally look like a Fiverr thing. And no disrespect to people who do Fiverr or college students that are going in for visual effects. It didn't look like it was. They didn't.
Grade A.
They didn't use their top-notch people.
No.
Is what I'm saying.
And that was like a $140 million film, right? It was a lot.
And there was a lot of reshoots because of the pandemic and because of Ezra Miller being a garbage human being. But
do you think we could do a write-in campaign to have them release? But they can't because they used it as a tax break, right?
Yeah, it's never going to see never going to see the light of day. At least not legally. I think if someone had access, they probably could have grabbed a digital file of it.
The relaunch of DCU is coming up, right? So
maybe it doesn't matter.
Who knows? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
they're redoing everything,
exactly.
so it doesn't.
So maybe that'll get included. I'd like to see a Batman. Do you guys remember No Man's Land? The Batman comic?
Yes.
There's Greg Rucka mostly, but there was a huge earthquake. First, there was a pandemic that killed a bunch of people worldwide, and then Gotham has this. Just months later, a massive earthquake, like a 9-point something. So Gotham, and then the president decides to isolate Gotham because the disease is still going.
Crazy,
So he blows all the bridges.
It's almost like a Escape from New York kind of a thing.
And nobody knows where Batman is. Did he die? Did he finally leave? Nobody knows. So the people who were left behind, there's some citizens left behind, and there's a bunch of crazies. Arkham opens up. It's a bad time. But that's the rise of my favorite Batgirl. She does this. She's really cool. So it's the supporting cast until something else happens. It's a great
Barbara
series.
Gordon and everything.
Barbara's in it.
No, but maybe not. So.
Yeah.
She's not Batgirl in this story.
I'm not going to say. I've said too much already.
Dude, you don't have to worry about spoilers. It's a fucking comic book.
Is that in graphic novel form?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's a really good. And Greg Rucka.
No Man's Land?
No Man's Land.
I'm going to have to look it up.
It is. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. And the bad guys are bad, and some of the citizens are bad. Some of the citizens
pretty
are good.
full arsenal of Arkham inmates.
Yeah.
Just about
The whole
Yeah, because it just
Rogues
breaks
Gallery.
open.
Nice.
Yeah, it just because the earthquake just splits it open, and Bats isn't around.
Man.
Oh, it's a drag.
Man. Oh, geez. Well, speaking of drags, speaking of the death of the Batman movie, some rest in pieces this week, boy. That sounds weird. Rest in pieces. Some rest in peace to Phil Donahue. Passed away.
I didn't know he was still alive.
88 years old. Revolutionized daytime talk shows. Was in the game since 67 to 96. So what is that? 30 years of talk show.
And it wasn't the scandal-ridden stuff necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Right?
I mean, he had some. What do you call it? Like
when he had like the KKK and like the Black
skinheads
Panther
and stuff like that.
He had them both on stage at the same time. Oh wait, maybe that was.
I thought he was a good person.
Maybe I'm thinking of Geraldo Rivera because he got his nose broken.
Geraldo really did. Yeah. He wasn't Sally Jesse, but he spawned those.
He really
did.
He really. Although Mike Douglas was before him.
That's true. Yeah.
And Dick Cavett.
Yeah.
I mean, then there's was it Morton Downey Jr. had a talk show.
Scandals.
That was just
great.
That was like the predecessor to like Jerry
chain smoking.
Yeah, like Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then
Steve Wilco was his security guard.
Yeah, completely off topic, but a friend of the show, Jesse Ventura, he was governor of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Right? So if he could be vice president. So we have a friend of the show who could have been vice president.
In another dimension.
Yes.
In another time.
I'm sticking with that because I just realized that Tim Walsh is from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Man. So Donahue started in Dayton, Ohio's WLWD TV station way back in '67. It was the Phil Donahue Show. He is thought to have brought sort of the hip hop culture to mainstream America because his show was the first to feature breakdancing and sort of a little bit of hip hop on the show. So he's credited with that. And his wife of 44 years, Marlo Thomas.
It's just a great.
It's all right to cry.
Yeah, no, she's a classy dame.
But he was also the first one to introduce everyone to Marilyn Manson too.
Oh, did he really?
Marilyn Manson, before he was famous, was on that show.
Yeah, he was also on Total Request Live on MTV. And he talked about Marilyn Manson before he was Marilyn Manson, he had a band and he was on Total Request Live on MTV way back with Carson Daly and all that stuff.
Well, I remember Donahue after all those years getting the boot because he was not just parroting that we should go to war with Iraq.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's they dumped that guy.
Isn't that the rise of oh God damn it.
Fox News?
No. The Oprah Winfrey. Her show kind of rose from the ashes of Donahue's.
Oh, gee.
She was in the 80s, though, too.
Yeah.
But he lasted till 96.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Once he left the building, though, she tried to stab him.
Right in the liver.
I thought her show like took off right after he left.
Jeez, maybe.
No, I mean, I bet you he should be credited for sort of opening the doors for that type of show for Oprah. But no, she was in Chicago. I think in the 80s. She started like mid 80s national syndication, something like that. So I don't know.
I don't either.
Rest in peace, Jack Russell. not the Terrier, 63 years old, lead singer of Great White.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah.
Rockman.
Founding member and frontman. He died of Lewy body dysmorphia, which
that
I had
is.
to look it up, and now I don't even really remember, but it's something with a cross between Parkinson's and dementia.
Oh, rough.
So it's like a weird thing that totally fucks with your brain, and you got all the other issues. In 2003, by 2003 the band Great White had broken up. He was still touring as Jack Russell's Great White, and I don't know if you guys remember this. They were playing a club called The Station in West Warwick, Rhode Island, where there was a deadly fire because
I
they
remember that. Yeah.
had the pyrotechnic, and a bunch of rockers got killed. One of the band members got killed.
Jeez, bummer.
Yeah,
There's
just
a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, I think, 100 people
Hey, that's terrible.
died, I
terrible.
think, plus the band member Ty Longley. Who I
Jeez,
don't-
bummer.
Yeah.
That's how
I
it
remember
works.
hearing about that, thinking, why are you doing pyrotechnics in a club?
And they're
Yeah.
like pyrotechnics that were designed for like a stadium.
Big stadium shows and stuff, and it was
So
a
it's
small
like,
little club.
Yeah, somebody.
So somebody
made a
just
boo-boo.
totally
Yeah,
blew it.
geez, that's a drag.
Yeah.
And I bet it was terrifying for a minute. That's awful.
goddamn, I
Got
can't
some with AC/DC and Queensryche.
Great White?
Yeah, Great White opened, and then Queensryche, and then AC/DC.
Oh,
At
man.
the Comodome, it was insane. It was a great
Nice.
show.
I always get them confused with Whitesnake. Great White and Whitesnake. Great White
completely
had,
different,
Rock me all through the night.
yeah, but that wasn't their huge.
Once bitten, twice shy was their big
That's
hit.
Whitesnake,
Once
isn't it?
bitten, twice
No.
shy, babe.
That's Great White?
That's Great White.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
why I always
And
get
there
those
are
two.
Here I go again. It was
That's
Great White.
David Coverdale.
David Coverdale and Whitesnake. Yeah.
David cover song. Which isn't my burn. That's what Robert Plant says that.
He's a total,
Yeah.
And although David Coverdale did play with Jimmy Page, and they did an album or two.
Yes,
right?
and he was
Coverdale
in
Page.
what's that?
Coverdale
not
Page,
Rainbow,
Which one?
Deep Purple.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
so he
yeah.
sits in with Deep Purple.
Yeah, he gets
He's got
credit for that.
Whitesnake. He marries Tawny Katane. What?
Yeah.
Who's mad at this guy?
Seriously, had it not been
Robert
for
Plant. That's
had it not been for that band, I would have never known who Tawny Katane was.
No, sure, but jeez. I mean,
Well, I don't know. I mean, she was a looker, right? So
was she also in movies?
She was in every one of
She
their
was in a few
videos.
movies, wasn't she?
She was in the Scary Movie franchise.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, she was a model before.
Oh,
they
sure.
met,
She was
so-
also in what was it? The Surreal Life, as well as like Celebrity Rehab.
But that was after.
I mean, she was no, Cindy Crawford or Kathy Ireland, but she was.
I mean, she was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was very close. I mean, she was popular during the time that those women were all popular.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, and another musician death this week, boys. Rest in peace, Greg Kihn. He
I'm
passed away
watching
at 75. Yes, the Jeopardy song and the breakup song. Do you remember the breakup song? I had to replay that one because Jeopardy, I hear in my head. Jeopardy went to number 2 on the Billboard Top 100.
What's the breakup song?
I can't remember now.
I don't know.
But,
Did you know that the
Conspiracy. He was clever, right?
But yeah, the funny thing is Jeopardy was spoofed by
Weird
Weird
Al.
Al.
I was just gonna mention
I
that.
lost on Jeopardy.
and he was in the music video?
Killen was, yeah.
I lost on Jeopardy.
Yeah, no, that was one of his earlier parodies, and it had Don Pardo on it and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell them what they lost.
Less known. I mean, he worked all the way through the '80s. Had a bunch of albums, which were at least moderately successful. In the '90s, he became a DJ down in California, in the Bay Area, and he wrote 4 horror fiction novels. One of them being a bestseller that won the Bram Stoker Award for Best First Novel, which is pretty cool.
Geez, no, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so I mean, guy that had like number 1, number 2,
Yeah,
top
that's
10
legit.
songs all the way
Legit.
through. Died of complications to Alzheimer's.
Oh, geez.
Seems to be a running theme, right? So
Oh, man, that's rough.
yeah. So rest in peace, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of the birth of MTV, right?
Yeah.
The Jeopardy was huge rotation.
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
And the parody was on there a lot lot too.
Yes, yeah.
No, the video for that's hilarious because it shows Weird Al going into the studio to be on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And it has Don Pardo, and I think the original host of Jeopardy was on there.
Not Trebek.
No, it was before Trebek. But and then the original singer was in it towards the end when he's like driving away or whatever.
Nice. Well, boys, sharing is caring. Any new stuff coming around this week for you guys?
Season 3 of that 90s show just dropped today. I'm gonna.
I thought it was already out. Is it the second half of season 3?
No, season 2 dropped, but season 3 just dropped.
Man, that was quick.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out early next year, but they decided to go ahead and release it early.
Nice.
What else? Something else recently.
That's got the Kevin Smith and Jay Muse cameos, right?
That was the finale of last season, yeah.
And they're going to be partially in.
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet.
I heard something about them being in it, but yeah.
Well, I mean, they're in that episode, and like Kevin is supposed to be like Tommy Chong's son. Yeah. His character, what was his Gus or whatever?
Ridiculous, yeah.
Character's name was.
Nice.
I'm glad Tommy's working.
Yeah.
Something else came out recently too, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Mike? What new stuff?
I watched Furiosa.
Did you? I did too.
Yeah, no, I went to a bunch of shows, but I enjoyed Furiosa.
Furiosa, I enjoyed a lot too. I thought it was a good way to do a prequel, and Chris Hemsworth
did a great job.
Brilliant.
Yeah, did a great job.
With that nose prosthetic he was wearing was just fantastic. Yeah. But it was a good storyline. I enjoyed it a lot. Same actor played Immortal Joe, right?
I don't know.
That played in the beginning. Yeah, he's wearing all the stuff. But I thought it was funny because you got these two different gangs, right?
Because I thought Immortal Joe was the toe cutter from.
Yes, he was.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But yeah, I just loved it when the motorcycle gang shows up to the Citadel, where Immortal Joe is, and they're like.
Yeah, what are
you gonna do? Just too fun. No,
it's a well-crafted film. All his films are really well done. Yeah, 3,000 Years of Longing, right? Stuff that's not even in that universe, which of course is my favorite of his stuff. But and so I'm going to rewatch Fury Road again.
I think I have to.
It's so good. And it seemed a little more grand scale. Fury Road did, but this is still huge.
Yeah,
right. Just the three great houses,
right?
You know what I mean? And how they fall.
And they showed a little bit more about those, in depth into those houses too. So, it was pretty cool.
The other thing that I was looking at my apps to figure out what it is that I wanted to mention, the series finale for Evil dropped today as well. Last episode, and it ties up nicely.
Series finale or
series?
Oh wow! Okay, well now I guess I can jump back in, knowing that there's an end to it.
Yeah. It ties everything up nicely, I think. So
nice, Mike. I finished season 1 of The Bear.
Oh, nice.
Jumped into season 2.
All right.
Fascinated. I was going to bug you when I watched the season finale and they were opening the camp. Have you seen all this?
Yeah.
They're opening the camp. I'm like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And I had to go to the wife. I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't get it. Right. But then I kind of read up on it. I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense and it's interesting.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I'm really liking the series.
Yeah.
I'm loving the fact that they're the gal, the Sue, I can't remember her name, and Carmine are playing off of the food and they're trying stuff and they take bites and like, oh God, that was awful. Just fascinating. It's
Sydney.
Really cool. Sydney, really like her.
Yeah, she's doing a good job. It's a really good show.
It's a really good show.
It is. It's good TV.
So I got to hurry up and get through.
And the characters are all very distinctive.
Yeah.
And it's cool to watch them all kind of, because they're all just kind of atoms bouncing around,
Yes.
In this tiny
and now they're kind of
now they're
forming
kind of getting direction. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. And then the cousin character is starting to grow on me a little bit. I fucking hated him the whole first season. I'm like, motherfucker, I would kick that bitch's ass to the curb. Now he's kind of growing on me. So
and Uncle Jimmy.
whatever. Oliver Platt or whatever.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Yeah.
The other thing I watched yesterday, it was. I'm out of 10. I'll give it like a 4.5. But Jackpot, which has got John Cena and Aquafina.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna watch that.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff in there that was like, okay, this is this feels like, what was it? Was like one movie where everyone gets to kill one day a year?
The Purge or whatever.
It's like The Purge meets Running Man.
Yeah, because if you win the lotto, somebody can kill you in the first 24 hours and claim the prize for themselves or something. Just weird.
And the weird thing that I just like, okay, she doesn't know she won the lotto. She doesn't.
She just thinks people are trying to kill her.
Yeah, she's like, why?
Well, how does everybody else know that she won the lotto?
Because apparently she touched somebody's card, and that gave her
like a
thumbprint
or something.
And like she got registered, and then like when she won it, it like notifies everyone in LA that this person has got, was it $2.7 billion.
Oh, man. I might have to knock you out for that. And, I don't know. He fell in front of that car over there.
I think she's funny.
Overall, the movie was entertaining, but there was a couple scenes where I'm like, yeah, this was really lazily written, this part anyway. And it felt like it borrowed from other storylines and whatever else. And
I thought she was great in the Renfield. She was great in that.
She's a kick, and I do like John Cena.
Yeah. John Cena's hilarious in this.
Nice,
but in Aquafina is really funny. Basically, she's like a child actor who comes back to Hollywood after her mom dies because she wants to rekindle her career, and is unaware of the lotto and doesn't know what's going on until she's got people trying to kill her and stuff. So yeah,
man. Well, we went to the big rock and roll show on Sunday, which was pretty cool. I kept seeing 5:30 start time and thought that couldn't be the case. And then the wife looked it up. She said, no, it's 7 o'clock. We got plenty of time. So we got there. Friggin' first band, and I don't even remember, is it Gregory X or Greg X or something, never heard of them before, was already off. Pretenders were like into their second song when we got there, so I was a little pissed. I'm like, God damn it. So we quickly got our seats. We were sort of nosebleed, but directly onto the stage, which was kind of nice. Pretenders were great. Minimalist stage setup. They just had a big banner that said Pretenders on the back, and they had some lights going. She's fucking 72 years old and rocking hard. Right on. So really enjoy. Sounds as good as I remember her back in the early 90s.
And how was the sound in that?
Sound was good.
Have you been to a show at that?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the venue?
It was T-Mobile,
right? Like the baseball stadium. It's huge.
I've been to a show.
Is that where Paul McCartney played?
I don't know.
I think so. Right?
Yeah.
I know that's where a friend of mine saw WrestleMania there.
Yeah.
All right.
Years ago.
And Foo Fighters, man, they came out. I don't know if you guys are Foo Fighters fans. I'm more of a casual fan. I like them. I own some of their stuff. I don't like, oh my God, Foo Fighters. But really good. Dave Grohl is a very good showman. He comes out and he's like, let me hear you motherfuckers, and just trying to get, pumping up the crowd and all this stuff. He did like a 30-year retrospective of Foo Fighters, right? So, I mean, they kind of took you through it, right? Yeah. The funnest part of the show for me, and I started thinking about this, Foo Fighters are really a supergroup. Right?
Yeah.
Because you've got Chris Shiflett, who was, I think, No Use for a Name, but he was also Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
He was?
Yes, he was a longtime guitarist. You've got Pat Smear, who was
the Germs.
The Germs.
Yeah.
You've got, I think it's Nate Mendelsohn, who's Sunny Day Real Estate.
Oh, did not know
And
that.
you've got Dave Grohl, who's Nirvana and that guy, that guy and everything, Probot, everything else.
He's done okay for himself.
And then Josh Freese, who's the new drummer, who's played with everybody. I think Queens of the Stone Age.
Because they lost their
Because they lost Hawkins, right?
Yeah.
So when he's introducing the band, he goes around and they do little snippets. So he introduces Shiflett first, and he comes out and he's doing a little Eddie Van Halen fingering, and then he sort of goes into na 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 na, little AC/DC, right? And so the whole crowd's getting into the getting into
Thunderstruck,
it, and then it stops, and then he jumps in, and then he introduces Pat Smear, and of course they go into like a Ramones song because it's more punk rock. And Freeze, I guess, played with Nine Inch Nails.
Oh, gee.
So when they introduced him, they just jumped into and they're just doing little snippets. So that's the fun part, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool. And then he came out and did 3 acoustic songs, one with his keyboardist doing an accordion. He did Skin and Bone and dedicated it to Mark Lanigan. He did a song that he dedicated to somebody else, and then he did a song, and I thought for sure, because he said he's here somewhere, but he did a song for Kirsten Novoselic. And I thought maybe he would come out and he would do a Nirvana song or something, because he's, but he said, yeah, he's here somewhere, let me dedicate this song to him. I'm like, well, bring his ass out.
He's tall as fuck. If he's at the floor,
he even mentioned that too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's in like Giants in the Trees or something.
Yeah,
right?
new band.
Yeah.
And I think Kim Thayil's in that, right? Or
like, I don't know. That's cool. I did not know that.
He's got 2 gals that share vocals, and I think Kim Thayil. And
Jeez, I don't know. That adds a lot to it.
Maybe somebody else. I don't remember, but
Corey Feldman, the new Shred King. Cool.
So yeah, good show.
Would you go to that venue again?
I would if it's the right band. I mean, it's expensive. They're all so goddamn expensive right now. And somebody was given, like Eddie Vedder was saying, he's sorry about the cost of going to like Pearl Jam shows. And Pearl Jam's famous for, taking on Ticketmaster and stuff and trying to get the cost lowered and all that stuff. And he's like, look, here's the thing, is we go try to find a crew to put this show on for you. Roadies, stagehands, the whole thing.
Yeah.
We can't dictate to them how much we're going to pay. They dictate to us. And if we say, no, we can't pay that, they're like, okay, fuck you. We're going to the next band, because there's so 100%. Many artists that want to tour and such a limited amount of touring
places,
to go and stuff. So he's like, I mean, we would love to do, shows, but we have to at least break even on the cost, right? And they got to pay themselves too.
And that's the irony of art, right? Is we expect our artists to work for nothing.
I think it's funny that he's now he's saying those things versus it's blaming the ticket companies and the venues and whatever else he was.
I think there were junk fees on top, though. Right?
Yeah, I mean, but not really. I mean, I was working at Ticketmaster during that whole time where he was talking shit about Ticketmaster back in the early 90s, and all the fees basically were. the convenience fees is so you don't drive to the venue and find out they're sold out. So you're not driving out to Eastern Washington to the Gorge.
The Gorge,
or down to Auburn or whatever. And then like the venue fees is to pay the cleaning crew for all the shit people leave behind. And, the other fees are for, people work at Ticketmaster. They don't work free.
Going the wrong way, one-way street, guys. This is a one-way going this way if you guys drive up 3rd Avenue. So one of the things that started them on that journey, Todd, was in the 90s when right before they went after Ticketmasters, they were doing a charity concert to raise money for a cause. I don't remember what the cause was. And they were going to do a free concert for their people. You donate a certain amount, like $20 to get in or whatever it was. Right. And Ticketmaster was selling the tickets for like 3 times the cost of what it was. And they're like, what the hell? right? Where this is a charity show. We're trying to raise money, and you guys are, making 3 times the amount of the ticket sales for yourselves. And so that's what drove them crazy. And that's when they started looking into, and now we know with the antitrust stuff with Ticketmaster, some of the shady practices that they've been doing the last few years.
And it's worse now with Live Nation.
Yes, Live Nation and StubHub.
The government's trying to break up Live Nation because they control the venues, the ticketing, and
they, I think, even control the secondary ticketing too.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. So it's like
they make money fees on when they sell you the ticket, then they make money fees on when they resell them for you, and you have to go through them to resell them.
Yeah.
So they're doubling. They're double dipping, and then they're telling major artists, because they control like most of the major venues across the country, that if you don't use our ticketing system, you're not playing this particular stadium or whatever. So it's like, holy shit.
And then like most musicians and other artists who are like doing any kind of tour make their money. They don't make their money on the ticket sales. They make their money on the merchant sales.
Yeah, buy T-shirts, for God's sake.
Yeah.
I mean,
they didn't have any Pretenders merch. I was going to go buy some, but all they had was, I'm like, I like the Foo Fighters, but I'm not, spending $40 on a Foo Fighters t-shirt, after spending
you should go ahead and buy one of our shirts on our website.
$400 on tickets.
Yeah, no, you should buy one. Yeah, no, buy our t-shirts.
Go buy our t-shirts. Holy crap. And I do have some designs for you guys.
In addition to buying our t-shirts, come to the Gong Show.
Come to the Gong Show.
Because you can get a t-shirt.
What the hell was Mike talking about? September 14th, right here.
Very year.
On this very street.
Yes.
About, what, 2 blocks down?
Block and a half.
Delancey's on 3rd.
That's great.
7 p.m. doors, 8 p.m. show. We're doing Gong Show. Gong Show 2. Should be a good show. We've got,
fantastic.
I think now we have 12 or 14 acts lined.
Wow.
Good stuff.
So
good.
it's
and
good.
I mean, at least, 8 minutes of sheer hilarity.
At least 8 minutes. Yeah. I mean, I think we can guarantee 8 minutes.
Oh, yeah, no problem. It'll be great.
So go to the website, go to r-townpodcast.com or rtownpodcast.com and pick up some early tickets, $15 online.
And
get a free pickle tattoo, flaming pickle
and
tattoo.
Catering, so if you buy your tickets now, that will give us working capital to buy your snacks.
We got to have snacks because the bar is serving.
Yes.
If you go to the rtownpodcast.com, it's the first link at the top for the tickets.
Oh, nice. That's nice. So it's the header almost.
Yeah, it's one of those link tree type things. And the first link at the top is the ticket for the Gong Show.
Nice. So go get your tickets today.
Tickets.
And if you think you want to perform, we could always use a couple more acts. It doesn't hurt to have them. So get a hold of us
quickly.
Let us see if you juggle flaming bowling pins, or if you juggle flaming dogs. I don't know what you might do.
Probably not flaming anything because the ceiling isn't that tall.
That's true.
Hacky sack. I don't know. What can you do?
Yeah.
Kazoo?
Everybody's got a knack. Right?
Everybody's got a knack.
Everybody's got a knack.
So come on down. Boys, ending this show on something positive, came across a news story. There's a kid. He's 15 years old from Annandale, Virginia. He's Times 2024 Kid of the Year. His name is Heman Bekele. He created a soap that could be a more accessible way to deliver medication to treat skin cancers, including melanoma. So he figured out a way to envelop the medication that people need to fight their cancers into a soap so that they can just easily wash their body, lather up, and get their medication. So Discovery made him America's top young scientist last year at 14 years old. So
Stop it.
major.
Jeez, well, actually, don't stop it.
Don't stop it.
Kid.
Keep going, kid.
But Wow.
Yeah.
Now you have something to like say to your kids. See. If you
My
stay
kid
in,
just turned 14. What's wrong with you?
stay in school and do your homework and all that stuff, and you're slacking if you're not like this kid.
Yeah. And then I've got a quote here that I just have to share because I came across it yesterday and I thought it was very cool. This is by Mitchell C. Clark, who's a writer. I think he's kind of like a self-help type writer, but a very positive dude. He wrote that, "I hope that when you look back on your life, you have empathy for the well-intentioned version of yourself that didn't always get things right. I hope you give yourself credit for trying, persisting, and showing up, even when things didn't go as planned. I hope that you continue to learn, grow, and heal. You also continue to find deeper levels of self-acceptance and self-understanding. I hope that you keep the lessons learned, but leave the guilt and shame behind. And lastly, I hope that you know that every version of yourself that has ever existed is worth celebrating."
Jeez.
So that struck me.
Every version? Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Because
Because
it all made you who you are today.
Yes.
So,
Wow.
That's great.
folks, come back and check out, if you're a member, our bonus round. Top 5 today is movie deaths.
Oh, yes.
Take it how you will. Become a member. Go to the website. Sign up today. It's $3 a month or $30 a year.
Yeah.
Or if you'd rather, go over to Patreon and sign up there and get the same content.
Yeah.
So do
And
it.
you can access it through the Patreon app too on your mobile device.
Yes. Easy to find. Easy to
Yeah,
use.
that links directly to the show, yeah? No, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we hope to see you there. Other than that, if not, we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, vlogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.